Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review. And today, I just got back from the theater after watching Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. So, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire is basically the sequel of Godzilla vs Kong. And if I'm not mistaken, Adam Wingard is already working on another sequel for Godzilla X Kong. I thought this was already the sequel. So, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire is about Godzilla and Kong sensing a threat, and Godzilla, he needs to find as much power as he needs to fight this new enemy. And Kong just finds this like uncharted place in the Hollow Earth that he never discovered before. And Kong eventually meets this ape called Suko. It's basically a I don't know, like a I don't know what the heck is that is, but Zuko led King Kong to this uncharted place underground in the Hollow Earth, and it's basically the place where all the apes, they thought Kong thought all the apes died, but there are still more apes in the Hollow Earth. But these apes are are being held to uh, I don't know, works for this new enemy called the Scar King. Okay, so Scar King and Kong, fight. Then Kong, eventually met with this, new Titan, which is the first ever Titan to make the Ice Age, which is a Titan called Shimo. So Shimo actually, froze, uh, King Kong's his arm, and then Kong had to use like this gauntlet, this mechanized gauntlet. This looked like the Infinity Gauntlet, and Kong and Godzilla team up to defeat Scar King. So that's basically the whole story. So let's go to the bad things before we go to the good things about this movie. So I only have two problems with this movie, and that's basically it. And there's a lot of great things, but we will talk about it later. But now let's get to the bad things. So the bad things about this movie is basically the humans. Look, I have no problems with the humans in this movie, and I love Bernie. I love what's that new guy called? I love Gia, and Rebecca Hall as Lily Andrews. She's not that interesting compared to Godzilla vs Kong, because Godzilla vs Kong, she did a really good job, except for the other characters. The characters are dried, but this movie, they're actually really good. Not gonna lie, they are actually really good. Humans. They are not as dried out as Godzilla vs Kong or any other monster movies, except for Kong Skull Island. I think that's the only movie that had great characters. But in this movie, they actually did a really good job. Not gonna lie. But the only problem I have, with these humans is basically the screen time. Okay, the humans had more screen time than the Titans, because the movie is titled Godzilla X Kong because it's a story about Godzilla and Kong, right? But the whole movie, like 90%, is just humans. Okay, humans are like, and the worst thing about this movie is that this movie is very fast paced. I'm not trying to make. I don't want to make this movie very slow, just like Dune or anything like that. No, I want to make this movie like, I don't know, not that fast and not that slow. But in this movie, they had a little bit of screen time with the Titans and a lot of screen time with the humans. And what I mean about that, fast pacing thing is basically, just like, for example, we got a Godzilla scene, like it showed for like, I don't know, 1 minute, and then we cut to the humans, which is longer. Okay, it took like, I don't know, 5 minutes or even four or even three, I don't know. But and then we cut to to a Kong scene, and then the Kong scene was like, I don't know, like 4 seconds. I don't freaking know. And I wish these fight scenes were, a little bit longer. Okay, I wish some of the scenes would be very longer, because if you because if because when I saw this movie, and I saw an interesting scene, I wanted to see it longer. Okay, I wanted to know the backstory and more to the scene. But no, just cuts to another scene, which is really, off, because I really wanted to know how Godzilla did this, how Godzilla did that, what's gonna happen next with Godzilla and Kong, and it's just like that. It's basically just like that. But but that's the only problem I have with this movie. Okay, that's the only problem. So now let's get to the great things. The things I have with this movie, which is the fight scenes and the story, the cinematography. I don't know why I was pronouncing there, but everything in this movie is really great. Okay, this is really great. The only problem I have is just the fast pacing and Godzilla in this movie. Okay, let's talk about Godzilla. No, not. Let's talk about King Kong first. Okay, Kong in this movie feels like he's Kratos. Okay, he's Kratos, and Zuko is basically Atreus. And speaking of Zuko, Zuko is the only character in this movie that's actually really, I don't know, very enjoyable to watch. He's basically just like Porito in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, but not as annoying. Okay, and and Purito in Last Wish is very good. He's adorable. But in this movie, but Suko in Godzilla x Kong is very adorable. He is very, I don't know. Some of the scenes where Kong and Suko's relationship is so funny. Some of them are very cool. It's just very beautiful. Very, it just hits in the heart. And they actually had those elements between, like, I don't know, King Kong as Kratos and Zuko as Atreus. They really had that same vibe. Like, actually had the same vibe as God of War. But this is a Godzilla and King Kong movie, and they decided to make King Kong as Kratos. Like, bruh. And King Kong actually had some funny scenes. Not gonna lie, King Kong actually had some funny scenes. The monsters actually had some funny scenes. Not gonna lie. And so now let's talk about the villains, Scar King and Shima. Scar King, this is a menace. Okay, he is a little menace, man. Like, seriously, he's not like the top as Ghidorah and Mechagodzilla. I would say he is in. I don't know. He's not as big bad as them, but Scar King in this movie is just, oh my god, he is like, I don't know, I forgot who is that ape character in Planet of the Apes. That one ape that just said like this, "Hey, don't kill ape." He's basically that guy. Okay, Scorpion is basically that ape from Planet of the Apes. I was like, oh my goodness, here it comes. I was like that. I was so hyped to see Scorpion just duke it up with Kong and all that. And for Shimo, okay, look, hear me out. I know you guys are excited to see Shimo in this movie because Shimo is kind of like an interesting titan in the MonsterVerse, okay? But Adam Wingard decided to make Shimo like a I don't know, like a big villain in this movie. But in this movie, she is more just like she is just like Godzilla. She's just a cameo and a side character, okay? But Shimo is an interesting titan, but Shimo in this movie is just not, or like not good. I shouldn't have put this in the bad category, but hear me out. She is really good. Okay, I love Shimo in Godzilla x Kong, but it's just that we need a lot more screen time because I don't know why, but Adam Wingard didn't show Shimo that much, and they just showed more of Scar King. I get it because Scar King is basically the main villain, and Shimo is just basically his his horse, but still, at least put some more scenes. I wanted to see more of Shimo. I want to see like how her powers can be more interesting. She has an interesting power too. She can actually freeze people. She's basically Sub-Zero, but in the MonsterVerse. All right, Godzilla in this movie, man, he got the same energy as the Showa Godzilla. You know what I mean? Because in Showa Godzilla, he's fighting like he is like human. He's fighting like he's a dude in a Halloween costume, and that's basically what he is in this movie. He's basically a dude in a freaking costume fighting because he fought so much just like a human, man. And that's actually a really good thing because people said that, the fight scenes in this movie feels like your imagination that you were playing with toys actually came to life, and that's actually true. Some of these scenes where Godzilla and Kong fighting with Scar King and they're fighting, together. That some of the scenes actually felt like I actually did those scenes while I was playing with the toys. Like seriously, man, some of the scenes look like I went when I play with the toys. And man, Godzilla doesn't make jokes in this movie. He is basically Raphael, but in Godzilla's universe. I mean, like seriously, this guy doesn't make any jokes. This guy just full on, full on fight. This guy doesn't lie, doesn't smile or anything. But Godzilla in this, he's kind of how should I say this? He appeared for like, I don't know, 5 seconds. Okay, like he didn't team up with Kong until at the end of the movie. Okay, the whole Egypt fight was not in the middle of the movie. It was like Act 3. Okay, it was like the end, almost at the end of the movie. Okay, and the process of seeing Godzilla, I want to see more, okay, of Godzilla, getting his, Super Saiyan 5 power. Like, I want to see more. But it's just that, I get it because I heard that, this, Godzilla in here is just a cameo because Godzilla X Kong was originally was named, Son of Kong, but it changed by using Godzilla X Kong. So yeah, Godzilla is just just a cameo and a side character in this movie, but basically he's the main title of this freaking movie. And the fight scenes in this movie are actually really good. They actually did some like very crazy stuff. Sometimes I think that can Godzilla do this stuff because okay, hear me out. In this movie, Godzilla fought. Like I said, he fought just like in the Showa era. Because in Godzilla 2014, you look at Godzilla, fighting just like okay, he's fighting like he's in the Heisei era, or even the Millennium, or even the Shin era. I don't know, but but throughout the Monster versus movie, you see that Godzilla is fighting more like he's in the Showa era. Like seriously, he's fighting just like he's in the Showa era all over again. And I actually love that. Not gonna lie, I actually do love that. They actually kind of make Godzilla's fighting skills a little bit more better. And overall, I think this movie is not perfect, but I would say this is an amazing movie. I would say it's the best movie of 2024 in my opinion. I think that will be changed because of Deadpool 3, I don't know, or even Sonic 3. But I would say this movie is just fun, okay? It just actually lives up to the hype. It's actually worth waiting, and with the screen time and everything, and that's the only problem I have with that movie. I'm saying like it's a huge step up from Godzilla vs Kong, honestly, and I wish that we can see the fight scenes a little bit more longer, or Godzilla having that Super Saiyan 5 power. Because I actually think that we can have that scene a little bit longer, but I don't know. But yeah, what's my rating for this movie? I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Okay, I don't want to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I don't think this movie is necessarily perfect. I don't think it's better than I don't think it's better than Godzilla vs Kong. I think Godzilla vs Kong is still my favorite movie. But I think this one may take the spot if I rewatch it. I don't know, but maybe this thing will take the number one spot for the best Godzilla movie. I don't know, but yeah. That's it for the movie review. And I know this is like a little bit weird movie review because some things I said kind of doesn't make sense, but I kind of get the point. And next video is basically me ranking every single MonsterVerse movie and TV show from worst to best. And yeah, make sure to subscribe and like the video so you don't miss out on any video I made. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.